Grandmaster Carlsen, you're playing as this character. 5 rounds against Grandmasters, no losses. Let's see how you will play this tournament. You're going to win it. So round number 1, we play pawn to c4. So first step which we are going to follow is develop all our pieces, then reach a position from where we'll move towards a good end game. Let's see what happens. Also some attacking moves here and there. Let's go. G6 was played by the opponent. D4, Knight f6, Knight f3, Bishop g7, and Grandmaster Carlsen. This character likes to play the Catalan system most of the times, and also the Sveshnikov Sicilian with the black pieces, and also the mainline Queen's Gambit declined or the Nimzo-Indian defense with the black pieces. So as this character loves to play Catalan, so g3 was the move selected by the player with the white pieces, which you are in this case. c6, and now it doesn't look like a King's Indian defense because now it is going to transpose into a Slav type of game. Queen a4. Now this is a move where white just places that queen over there because no one can attack it and just develops the queen. Black castles, white castles. First step is done. Develop your pieces, castle first. So that is done. And now black goes knight d7, knight f d7, trying to open up the bishop and also attack the white queen. So white queen just goes to c2, a normal square in the queen's pawn game. Knight f6, and there bishop f4. Now this is a common square for the bishop in the Catalans where the bishop is featured on g2. So bishop f4, and if any knights attack us, if anyone attacks us, we are just ruining our opponent's knight by provoking it, and then we again move our bishop if we want. So these kind of ideas are there. Bishop f5, the queen is attacked, and now what to do? Queen b3, attacking the b7 pawn, queen b6, and now as the player with the white pieces, this character, you are moving towards a good end game also. That is a strategy at this high level. You want to move towards a good end game because checkmates, okay, those things may not be possible. So end game. Promotion of the pawn promotion. So knight d2, knight e4, e3, queen takes b3, and instead of taking with the knight, a takes b3 was selected to open up the rook, the lazy rook which got activated without doing anything. That is called smart work. Next, knight a6 was played, and after this exchange, we will soon see some great moves like coming on the 7th rank, bring the rook on the 7th rank from white. Let's see how. But now here we have the move g4. We are giving away the pawn for some tactical reason. Bishop takes g4 because we are going to ruin the opponent's pawn structure on e4 by taking over there, and we will get that pawn on e4 anyways. Knight d2, f5 was played, and now comes f3. The bishop is attacked. Okay, but this pawn was given up. The tactical move g4 was played by Grandmaster Carlsen. If this pawn is captured, then what can you see? Should we take with this bishop or with this knight? Or what should we do? We have to save, so knight takes. And okay, now let us ask the engine itself if it is okay to do this or what should be done. If this was captured, then knight takes, and this bishop looks trapped over here, kind of not able to do anything, and if we get the bishop pair, maybe that is the idea. But okay, Grandmaster Carlsen did that, gave away that pawn for ruining the black's pawn structure like this, doubled pawns. And after this f5, f3 was played by white, and after e5, which was the counter attacking move played by black. So counter attacking moves are played by the strong players. Let's go fast. We take, and we have some exchange. Rook to a5, defending that pawn, knight b4, and now knight to d4. Okay, let's just see. And now somehow white is entering inside, gave away the pawn in the beginning, but now let's see what happens. We'll just try to observe what happens. Bishop h5. So because of that sacrifice of the g4 pawn, this bishop is passive. So that was the expert strategy selected by white. So that is how this player plays. Makes the opponent's pieces passive. You're doing something or the other. Next, knight c2. Now this is not a normal move. This is you're giving away the knight. Why are you doing this? If this knight is captured, then we have bishop d5 check. The king has to move, and bishop g7 is checkmate. So these are the kind of moves these strong players play. Knight c2. Black plays g5, counter-attacking move. Bishop takes g5, rook g6, rook takes f5, h6, and another dangerous move selected by Grandmaster Carlsen. Another giving away this bishop, because we are going to get this knight. Okay, and that's what happened on the chessboard. But white has 3 extra pawns, as you can see. Round number 1 still, but round number 1 is exciting. Bishop takes b2 because we're going to win. Knight d5. All white pieces are now quite active, and this bishop, instead of exchanging, when you put it on g2 instead of d3, it becomes quite useful. That's why Catalan system. And now rook b7, bishop d1, b4, and now what to do? Knight e7 was played. So white is already comfortable, and now few moves are left, and we are going to see that with the white pieces, with this character, we have all the pieces activated. And yeah, black is constantly defending this position now. Rook f2, and here our opponent resigns, and you can see the engine also likes our position. Now what if, now here we play rook f2. What if this is captured? Then comes this check. Okay, king has to move, and then we get the rook, as you can see, and we are winning. We are exchange up, right? So this is how we win this game. Now next round, round number 2. Again we get the white pieces, and let's see how this game is played. This is a draw. So when both of the players play well, it's a draw. So that's a good thing. Both of the players should be able to draw. That's a good, important skill. c4. So sticking with the same opening setup of playing pawn to c4. This allows, if black plays e5, then we are able to play the reverse Sicilian. So Carlsen, like the Sveshnikov. So you, with this, you can also play the Sveshnikov reversed. That's why that c4 move is quite nice. Knight f6, knight c3, e5, and we have the reverse Sicilian. Sveshnikov, kind of Sveshnikov Sicilian. Knight c6 Sicilian reversed. Knight f3, knight c6, c. We have the favorite Sveshnikov reversed over here. And now g3. Instead of playing the Sveshnikov kind of game with e4, or waiting move, or playing something else, waiting so that we get the Sveshnikov, no. But here the dragon, accelerated dragon setup was selected. Castles, knight b6. Now knight b6 move played by the opponent, is quite good, because now this d4 pawn is not coming forward and black here is trying to castle long. So black has aggressive intentions, and this move allows that, facilitates those ideas. So round number 2 is going to be great. Bishop e7, a3, and now the play with the black pieces says, let's keep it safe and castle short. But castling long is of course the main idea, but castling short is the safest option. And saying this, let me develop my pieces, I don't want to attack, and let me just bring the pieces out easily first, keep the king safe, and then move towards a better end game maybe. d3, rook e8, b4, bishop f8, rook b1, rook b1 and b4. This is a common idea in the English opening and also in the Queen's Gambit. Next, b5, knight d4, e3, we have this exchange, a4, queen e2, rook a7, bishop b2, bishop e6, and now finally white's rook are able to see each other, rooks are connected, that's what I mean by that, and so the development is complete. Queen d7, knight d4, bishop at access, bishop d5, and now bishop g4, trying to attack anything if you are able to attack, and now bishop g4 was played. And what if f5 comes? This is a fork, so why did you as Grandmaster Carlsen play this? Think how can white face this? What should white do? Even I am not understanding. So these two pieces are attacked. Now what to do? Now bishop h5 can be met with g6, so that's not great. Knight c5 can be met with bishop takes c5. So that is also problematic, but f5, what happens? Let us touch all the pieces. This knight can't. This move. Now the engine has told us what was possible. Bishop h3, saving the piece from the pin. So this, great. This is what we need to see. Okay, great. So bishop g4 and queen just move d8, bishop c3, knight d7, bishop f3, b6, and you can see this rook is not that great, but okay. Bishop b4 takes, and now it's great. This pawn is defended and it's moving forward, so that rook is suddenly great. Okay, so both of the players playing well over here. Okay, let's see how the game continues. Let's see what happens. And see what white did. Black gave away this knight because it's a pin, so it's a good move. And now after queen takes c5, knight takes c3, white gave away the knight for perpetual check. What was the option? Instead of taking on e5, what was the other option? That was knight to d5. You can move knight to d5 also. But this perpetual check was identified. If g6 is played, then queen takes, king moves, and again we have a perpetual check. However, you can also go for win over here by grabbing some pawns. But instead of g6, black played king h8 and it was a draw like this. So great game. Round number 3 now. We are unbeaten still. round number 3. Now here we are playing okay, round number 3 is here. We're playing with the black pieces. Let's see this game. d4 main line, and now against d4, let's see. As I told you, Grandmaster Carlsen likes to play the normal Queen's Gambit Decline main line or Nimzo Indian. Let's see if it is true. I'm not saying, haven't seen this game, so let us see it together. Let us see how we can win against d4. Knight f6 was played, okay, and after c4, how do continue? e6, knight c3, and bishop b4. As I told you, Nimzo Indian defense. Why Nimzo Indian defense? Because it is again similar to the Rossolimo Sicilian, and this bishop does something. So Nimzo Indian, f3 was played, d5, a3, and bishop e7 instead of capturing on c3. So black means you, as black in the character of Grandmaster Carlsen, this time you're thinking to preserve all the pieces instead of exchanging. So you want to win. e4, de4, fe4, and e5. Now what is this move? This move is ruining the pawn structure of the opponent, and we're able to also ruin the opponent's castling rights, and later we will capture that pawn somehow by bringing a knight, because that's a weak pawn. That's the idea. So d5 was played, bishop c5, bishop to g5 and castling. Great. Knight f3, bishop g4, h3, and now we capture over there, giving away our bad bishop, because that bishop was blocked by all these white pawns, so it was not able to do anything. Even from here it won't do anything, so let's exchange that bishop. And knight bd7, and long castle by white, aggressive. In queen's pawn game, when you play d4, long castling is possible. When you play e4, long castling is not possible most of the times against e4, e5, against French defense, Caro-Kann. Long castling, then d4, queen's pawn game. That's why play with white pieces did that. Let's go forward, bishop d4, and now let's see what happens. Rook lift. Rook lift is very important strategy, and now this game looks similar to the Dragon Sicilian somehow. Queen a5, bishop d2, queen c7, and now just maneuvering the rook, aiming towards the white king. Queen to g4. Let's open the engine and let's see the evaluation while we continue the game. Knight b6. Let's see what mistakes are there. See, everything was equal till now, and after the move knight to b6, bishop e2, the best move was played. White got some advantage. See, white is now trying to attack us, but these attacks it's okay if everything opens up in Sicilian kind of structures. This king can hide behind pawns sometimes, or just support the king with rooks, capture with the f pawn. So those kind of things are there, not to worry. But knight b6 is considered as a bad move. So yeah, black needs to be careful, and black's position according to the engine is dangerous over here. But let us see what happens, because now bishop to a5 was playable, right? So what Grandmaster Carlsen played this, so white was better. Let's see what happens. And white is looking strong, but everything was better over here, but when this rook moved, the advantage lost, as you can see. Why? Let us try to understand, because what was the other option? The other option was to capture over here and open this up first, where if you take with the f pawn and try to support like this, Then these rooks are coming, and after rook f7, queen is entering inside. So it's a dangerous position for black. But as I told you, it is in some players, yeah, in Sicilians, these kind of things happen. But now, because this queen is able to pin us, now this is dangerous. But okay. So white was winning, but white did rook d h1, and now what happens? Black gets some time to attack. So this move was played, still not okay. But I don't know, this is blitz, rapid, or classical, need to check. And now suddenly black is able to attack. Okay, so white has the advantage still, but somehow black went on to win this game. Yeah, so it was a dangerous game, but white was better. Okay, now everything was good for white, but one mistake, that is this move. Because we can just capture that pawn. And it's a normal moves. What were the possible moves? Rook h1 was there. Okay, so let's see. That was there, but d6 was played. And now everything is equal somehow. And let's see what happens. Now black went on. Black went forward to do this. With many pawns, continued the game. And okay, we won the games because of many pawns moving forward. Okay, but it was a difficult and dangerous game. Let's move to the next round. Round number 4. We're playing with white and we are going to win. Okay, but the last round was not played well, but still we won that game as this character. So let's see how the game continues. e4 this time, not c4 but e4. Playing e4 is difficult actually, but e4 was selected. And after e5, it is very difficult for white to play against e5. Rui Lopez, now Berlin defense, d3, bishop c5, and bishop takes on c6. This is the exchange Rui Lopez now. h3, and let's see where white will castle in this game. Of course, he castles on the short side, but this exchange Rui Lopez allows you to castle long too. Okay, developing some pieces. If you move the queen castle, that's also possible, but short castle is the main safest option. Transferring the knights, getting one of the bishops, or eliminating the bishop pair, and f4. So exchange Rui Lopez is good actually. Allows you to play f4 and all those things which are not possible otherwise. Okay, brought all the rooks and black long castles, and rook takes over here, giving away the exchange for attack. And okay, let us see how white wins. Now white of course has so many pawns, right? So that's why it is okay to give away the rook as an exchange, exchange. Okay, and these pawns. So Grandmaster Carlsen, this character likes pawn promotion. So this character likes pawn. So that's why end games are quite favorite of this player. check and rook e7, and we have this move where we win the game now. Now final round will be discussed now. Playing with the black pieces, we're going to draw the game. e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and bishop e5, knight f6. d3 and bishop c5. Same opening as the previous round, but short castling, safest option for black. And rook e8. Let's see how all the pieces come in the game now. The bishop is trying to come from b7. Okay, but this pawn is given away for that pawn. Okay, have some exchange, rook exchanges. So if you want to draw, then you can learn how it is done. You exchange the rooks, the queen, and try to get a opposite color bishop. So draw now. Okay, so yeah, this is how you win the tournament. And yeah,